the story about the torture memos. Now, Barack Obama said that he was going to have a transparency in the government and that they would reveal what happened in the government earlier and they would reveal what's happening within their own administration. So everybody suspected they were going to go along with Freedom of Information Act requests for some of the memos that were written to justify detainee treatment under the Bush administration. And they decided that they would. They began to release some, and then there's some doozies that they have not released yet, but they said they were going to in the beginning of April. And in fact, Eric Holder, the new Attorney General, made a decision. He said, we are going to release these memos, and we already know through reports that we've gotten from the Red Cross that they are really tough. They involved head slaps. They involved burying people in what was essentially a coffin, slamming them against the walls, waterboarding, and the list goes on and on. Now, these are very damaging, of course, to the Bush administration, not just politically and to the Republicans that supported them, but also it might be legally damaging because these are acts of torture which are illegal. So, but they were going to release them and say, hey, look, transparency, and this is the right thing to do, and it's the legal thing to do. But all of a sudden, that got blocked. Now, why did it get blocked? Who's blocking it, and for what reason? Well, we now find out. There are two principal reasons why they're being blocked. One is a guy by the name of Brennan. In fact, he was at the CIA, and he was one of the people that was under George Tenet, and he was being considered for the position of the head of the CIA by Barack Obama. And you know who protested against him? The loyal opposition. Not the Republicans, because of course they were in charge, loved Brennan. They're like, oh, he did torture, or he was somehow complicit? Great, we like that guy, appoint him. No, progressives complained. They said, wait a minute, now this isn't the kind of guy you want heading the CIA. I thought we voted for change. And you know what happened? We got him to back off of Brennan, which turns out it's a great thing we did. Because this guy raised holy hell within the CIA, because he's still at the CIA. He's not running, but he's there, saying, you cannot release these memos. And Holder asked him, so why not? What's your legal grounds for not releasing them? Or what's your policy grounds for not releasing them? And he doesn't have policy grounds because we don't do those tactics anymore. In the past, they used to say, oh, we can't reveal our tactics because that would show the enemy what we're doing. But now Holder says, but we're not doing those tactics, so what possible difference could it make? Can you believe this? He said the reason we shouldn't release the documents is because it would, quote, embarrass and shame CIA officers. Yeah, it would embarrass and shame them because they committed acts of torture. So what is your alternative? To cover it up indefinitely? Forever? That's crazy. I can't believe that he's making that argument with a straight face. No, you don't understand. We might be legally liable for all the torture. And it's not the CIA officers. They were following orders. And the Obama administration has made clear over and over again they are not going to go after the officers who followed the orders of their leaders. Now, the leaders are a different question. And the Republicans have said throughout, oh, no. You can't go after the officers. Now, the leaders we'll see about later. Of course, they had no intention of going after the leaders. And lo and behold, they're the second group of people trying to block these memos. Why? Now, the Republican senators are apparently absolutely up in arms, saying, under no circumstances should you release these torture memos. Now, why do they care so much? I thought they were in favor of it. I thought they were open and honest about it. And that they thought, oh, yeah, Jack Bauer did it on 24, so it's fine. So why don't you come and make that case to the American people now? Oh, no, you want to hide it because you're embarrassed for what you authorized. What you authorized is the legal definition of torture. And it's not just the legal definition, it is. And that's why we got so many false confessions out of people like Abu Zubaydah and al-Libi, and we chased all of these different false leads that cost us millions of dollars and led us to the al-Libi was used to invade Iraq, which was a nonsense war. So how are they threatening Obama, and why did he even listen for some time? Well, they're saying we're going to start blocking all of your judicial nominees, especially Coe, who we talked about on a previous show, and not just judicial nominees, but also State Department nominees, etc., if you release these torture memos. I think that it makes perfect sense for Obama to say, come to Papa, okay? You want to block my nominees because you want to hide the torture that you guys authorized? Go for it. Have at it, Hoss. See how that works out for you. There is no need to appease these guys. But they have an additional threat, by the way. If you do this, we will no longer work with you on anything. What do you mean no longer? So far, every single bill has had 0 Republican votes. I'm sorry, the stimulus bill got 3 senators. So out of all those, we got 3 Republican votes. In the recent bill, well, you know how many senators and congressmen it got? Republicans? The budget vote? 0. None. Ooh, you won't work with us any longer. Okay, wow, I'm going to have to watch out for that. And if you make this a big public fight, you'll be on the side of defending torture and we'll be on the side of being against it. Ooh, don't scare me. These threats are so empty. And I can't imagine why Barack Obama would be listening to any of it. I'd be like, oh, okay, Brennan, that's an interesting case about how you'd be embarrassed if we showed the torture that you guys committed. And Republicans, you say that you don't want to defend it in open public and you would be working against me. All right, I've considered it. Now you're done and we're releasing the memos. But what I'm concerned about is the Achilles heel of Barack Obama, which is he is an accommodationist. Now, look, in some ways it could be good. You get incremental change, you know, and he makes the country comfortable with a decision and with a direction that they're going in before you go headlong into that direction. But in other ways, it's a deficit. It's a problem when he accommodates the bankers he shouldn't accommodate, and it's a problem when he's accommodating the crazy right wing here on these torture memos when he shouldn't. Now, look, it's just been about a week or so that they have held this up, and so there's not a resolution on it yet, and he might release them, and I hope he does release them, and it would be wildly hypocritical and stupid to cover the ass of the Bush administration and the Republicans and keep things secret and hidden when you said you wouldn't. And you're not even doing it to help yourself, you're doing it to help the Republicans and former Bush officials? That's crazy. It's bad politics. It's bad policy. So I hope he doesn't do it. But I'm a little afraid with Obama, because sometimes he wants to play nice guy, so he says, okay, go along to get along. I hope he doesn't do it in this case, because in my mind and in the minds of everybody who's been thinking about this issue, it's unconscionable. We need to see what they authorized. And if it's a legal problem for them, well then, for the former Bush administration officials, then sad day for them. They shouldn't have authorized the torture in the first place.